I started the morning off by accidentally dropping my phone into peanut butter, at which point the speaker decided to stop working. And unfortunately, that's not the first time something like that has happened. I've had car stereos die, all sorts of things, but thankfully the phone was simple, and after taking it somewhere, all I had to do was clean the speaker off and I was fine. But this brought back an older memory of why I hate all sorts of technology and everything that has gears and motors. I was about 10 or 11, and I was going shopping with my dad. And we decided to go into an old junk store. Now, every time we go into any sort of junk store, we come back with things that my mom says, "Why do you have that? Take it back. Get it out of here." I wound up with an entire collection of coasters one time. I still have half of those. But as I'm wandering through the aisles, there's this really curious 10-year-old looking at all this stuff, trying to figure out what he wants, and there, sitting on the side of a shelf, this big, this thick, was a magnet. And I collected magnets. I had a huge collection about this size on my wall, nothing but refrigerator magnets. And this was a killer refrigerator magnet. It was probably cut from a piece that was supposed to go on a machine. And it just got thrown away, and this store found it and said, "Oh, we can make a couple bucks off this, no problem." And they did. Because I wasn't going to leave without that magnet. So I take it home, and we start having fun with that magnet. Dinner comes around, and all of a sudden, everyone's silverware starts moving into the middle of the table. And there's two men on the other end of that table laughing their heads off at me and my father because both of us are moving that magnet, obviously. And I love it. I ended up taking the magnet to school a few years later and nearly getting my hand stuck to a locker and never coming off because the wall was metal along with the locker. But that wasn't the danger of the story. See, after dinner, I kept playing with that magnet. I was curious, what's this magnet gonna stick to? Because I know those refrigerator magnets, they'll stick to a magnet board, they'll stick to a refrigerator, but they don't stick to a whole lot. Like that magnetic wall at school, they weren't gonna stick to that. So I'm wandering around the house, staying away from all the computers, because apparently it destroys computers. And wander into the kitchen, move it around, try the table again. Yep, I know it works on the table. Try it near the microwave. Oh, it's starting to get fuzzy. Move it away from microwave. I'll go up under the counter. Oh, it sticks to the sink. Okay. Oh, it sticks to the toaster. As I pull the toaster out of the wall sockets. Now it got interesting because I realized that everything on that counter it stuck to, I'd already tried the toaster. But as I moved the magnet away from the toaster, it decided that it was going to grab onto something else. It was going to grab onto something that didn't like being grabbed onto. As I'm holding the magnet, my hand gripping it, all of a sudden, there's a whirring. And the magnet, right onto the can opener. And my hand is right behind that magnet, right next to the can opener. And I can't get this magnet or my hand away, because my hand is gripping that magnet so hard and I can't let go. And I just start screaming. Now, the problem with wandering around the house with a giant magnet, playing around, seeing what it sticks to, is that your mother doesn't give a crap what you're doing, because she's already heard you say, look what this sticks to, look what this sticks to. She's kind of tired of that and realizes that you're just sticking the magnet to things and she doesn't care. The problem with this time, though, is somebody really needs to care, because my hand is this close to having my fingers all chopped off by the can opener. And I am just screaming. And finally she comes in like, what the hell's going on in here? And then she looks and sees the magnet on the can opener that's making noise. And so she comes over and just unplugs the can opener, which stops it altogether. Of course, the magnet is still gripping the can opener, because when you turn off a can opener, it does not turn off its magnetic properties. So I'm still holding onto this magnet, scared for my life, and I don't know what to do. So I finally, after calming down, am able to let go of the magnet. And with two of us, we pry this giant magnet off the can opener as it falls to the floor, as it's still hanging on for dear life. So I realized at that point that I kind of hated technology. In fact, when I finally moved out of my parents' house, I did not have an automated can opener. I had a manual can opener, which broke the first time I used it, and was forced to buy an automated can opener. So, of course, I still have to use technology. Obviously, I was forced to fix my phone. I was forced to buy a new can opener. I was forced to drive a car, which constantly broke down and mocked me, reminding me that no matter what I do, it was in control, unless I had that magnet, which I still do, just for safe measures, in case I need to control anything.